Hey, good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon to you, Jimmy. We are live now. I'm so glad to actually catch up with you on a Sunday afternoon. So, how was your day so far, Jimmy?
Very good. The weather outside is wet, raining, but everything is good. Thank you very much, Imin. Welcome.
Okay.
I'm happy to be back here again on Sunday.
I heard last week you actually received a letter that gives you some headache. You want to talk about it a bit more?
Oh, yes, definitely. Love to talk about it. So I have this, this
Can't
letter
really
coming
see. Yeah.
from, can't see that? Okay. It
Because you are on virtual background.
Oh, okay. So anyway, it's a letter that I received from some SMM, Sembcorp Marine Corp, or something like that. And basically, it is a MGO. So what happened is that I was being offered to take over all my shares at a share price of 8 cents, right? So in the first place, I don't own all these SMM shares. It was actually given to me via Sembcorp industry demerger at that point of time. So I have no interested. I'm not interested in the company at all, but it was given to me and I have to make a decision. So that's all. It gave me a bit of headache. So perhaps, Amy, you can tell me that, what should I do with all these shares? Should I accept the offer at 8 cents, or should I just, keep it, thinking that it may double up, maybe in 1 year's time? What's your opinion?
Okay, thank you so much. It looks like you are not alone. In fact, I have been receiving quite a few queries on this, and this is what we actually want to share today in our Investment Bro episode 7. So, what do you do if, let's say, you receive a letter on the MGO asking you whether should you accept the offer? So, let me just share my screen, and I will give my opinion. Okay, so here we go. So what is MGO, mandatory conditional general cash offer? So basically, so there is a party, okay, that actually want to buy from you if you have Sembcorp Marine shares. They actually want to buy from you at 8 cents. So just some information about it. So why are they doing this? Because it's just for compliance. So just for compliance. So I'm quite sure just Sembcorp Marine have a rights issue exercise. Okay, long story short, okay, they actually have to do this MGO. Okay, so once again, MGO is the short form for the offer. Okay, it's actually part of the compliance for them to actually give you the offer. So just some of the key information to take note. Number one, the offer price is final. The offerer will not revise the offer price. And number two here is this, this is not a delisting exercise, at least at this point in time. Okay, it's not a delisting exercise. Okay, so as you can actually read, this is actually from the document. Okay, the offerer intention is to maintain the listing status of the company. So in that sense, okay, if let's say you choose to do nothing about it, it's fine. Okay, you are still holding shares of a listed company. Okay, so unlike a lot of offer previously, is usually they offer to delist. Okay, not in this case. So please take note of that. Which means you can choose to do nothing. Okay, so now probably like what Jimmy you have mentioned, a more interesting question to answer here is this: should you actually take up the offer, which means to sell at 8 cents? Okay, I know some of you will be like, wow, in the good days, I actually spend like more than $2 to buy this counter, and now you want me to sell 8 cents, or given that it was $2, can it go back? Okay, I think that is the wrong way to analyze. Okay, whatever past is past. Okay, so this is life. You cannot say that, oh, it was $2 before, it can definitely get $2 again. I think that is a wrong thinking. Okay, so whether should you sell or not sell, if you ask me, the main thing is do you still believe in the business? Okay, I think that is the most important. So obviously, if you think that, okay, with this rights issue exercise, okay, with this restructuring they're going through, with the business they are taking up, you're confident, you think that going forward they will do well, then obviously don't sell. But if let's say, for example, it's like you think, no, the business is a sunset industry, the business is dying. Okay, now 8 cents is still money. Okay, having get 8 cents per share is still better than nothing. So of course it's okay. So what is their business? Now, just a bit of disclaimer. I am definitely not someone who is very familiar with the oil and gas business they are in. What I've done here is just to reiterate what the business they're actually going to do going forward. Okay, my point here is this: if you are intending to keep, that means you must be actually very positive of business and you must understand this business. If let's say, for example, this is something that you don't know about it, okay, you don't bother find it, yeah, then you might sell. So that's my point here. Okay, so based on the presentation slides I can find in SGX website, so this is actually what I'm going to do. Number one, they are going to fulfill existing commitments. So this is the few areas they are in: renewable solutions, process solutions, gas solutions, ocean living solutions, and advanced drilling rig solutions. Okay. They are also going to enhance their capability, R&D. Okay, so again, these are the few things that they're actually going to do. Okay, like for example, zero emission battery powered passenger ship. Okay, they do passenger ship. Then integrated boulevard yard or whatever it is. Like I said, I am actually not into oil and gas or their ship business. Okay, sorry about it. Floating offshore foundation. Okay, 3D printing and integrated digital robotics. So these are some of the things that actually want to going to do. Is that something that you foresee going to be very profitable? Okay, I am really not into this area, but like I said, if you are interested in this counter, you should find a bit more and have some confidence whether this is actually going to be the in thing. Okay. They also mentioned that they are actually going to have some strategic expansion, okay, into this zero emission battery powered hydrogen fuel cells powered vessels, RNG battery hybrid tug, and gravity float and LNG terminals. So these are some of the areas they are going to. Now, one thing to highlight here is this, of course, related to it, there was an announcement, I think a few months ago, by Keppel. So Keppel is going to hive off their Keppel Offshore and Marine. Okay, as you can see in the picture. Okay, Keppel is going to hive this off, and eventually Sembcorp Marine and is going to combine with Keppel Offshore Marine, or to a certain extent, it's more like Sembcorp Marine is actually taking over the assets of Keppel Offshore Marine. So it seems like from the major shareholder perspective, I'm quite sure you all know who the major shareholder is. They are consolidating all the offshore and marine asset under one entity. Okay. Then after that, Keppel can be focused on doing their own things. Sembcorp can do their own things. Sembcorp Marine is the one that is actually still owning all this offshore and marine assets. So do you think is something that is beneficial to them? Do you think it's something that they can grow a bit? Like I said, I'm not too sure. You may actually want to speak to someone who is in the marine industry. So personally, I actually not invested. Okay. I don't have the stocks right now. Okay, I won't be very interested to buy, frankly. Okay, not because I don't think it's so good, but I'm not familiar with the business and I don't bother to find a bit more. So that's why I'm actually not touching it. But if let's say you have the right shares, okay, you may actually want to consider some of these points that I mentioned just now. Okay. So after they actually merge, you can see that again they are going to different types of offshore and marine businesses. So I leave it up to the read. So all this you can actually find under the presentation slides in the SGX website. Yeah. So yep. So do you think this is the interesting business going forward? Okay. The only interesting thing to me that I understand here is this. So based on the valuation, so we look at price to book. Now the price to book is about 0.38, at least based on SGX stock screener. So this price to book value is definitely quite low, quite interesting. So if let's say, for example, personally, let's say, for example, I have some of this Sembcorp Marine shares at this kind of valuation, if I have no better use of the money, okay, I may just leave it there lah. That means not taking an offer, just leave it there for a while, okay, and see whether I can sell at a better price. So, if let's say, this is another way to consider. I think that is the only interesting viewpoint. But if let's say I have better use of the money, okay, like I said, to me, investing in the good business that understand is actually more important. So just to give you some guidance, reference point to help you actually, at least have some information to decide on whether you should actually sell or don't sell, or either that take up the offer. How, Jimmy? So is this going to be useful to you, Jimmy?
Oh, absolutely, Emin. Thank you so much. Because when I look at the price to book ratio at 0.382, in my mind, I was like, hey, you know what? My 8 cents it does make some sense to me, because at the end of the day, I have that 8 cents given to me per shares. Why would I want to sell, back to whoever that's offering at a cheaper price, right? So that doesn't make any sense to me at all. But saying that, my questions is that, of course, a lot of decisions depends on the business. What do you think about energy sectors? Because in the recent month, energy price has been raised over more than 60%. Do you think that this industry may come back very soon, or what do you think?
Oh yes, I am actually definitely a fan of the energy sector. So I think this is going to be a very interesting investment theme, at least for me, because energy is also highly related to climate change. And I'm quite sure that is something that a lot of money will go into. But I just want to have a word of caution. It seems like energy sector is actually quite huge. Okay. So I think personally, I want to be very precise. I want to invest in clean energy or something more related to climate change, and not just any energy sector. So yeah, so let's say for my point of view, being someone who actually not invested in energy sector yet, instead of putting money in this Sembcorp Marine, okay, I will actually review them together with Keppel, Sembcorp, and Sembcorp Marine. So I will actually take these three if I want to invest in energy. So I'll actually look at these three separately. Yes, and personally, I think is Keppel and Sembcorp may be a little bit more interesting to me, at least at this point in time.
Understand. So maybe I want to take this opportunity to ask another question. Is that how do you see Sembcorp Marines in terms of their losses? I mean, they have been lost for a number of years. Are they managing their losses well? I mean, it's like, are they trying to narrow down as year pass by?
Okay, we can actually take a look at some of the numbers. Okay, that's a good question. So maybe we can just take a look at their numbers and let the numbers speak for themselves. Yep, let's see. If you actually go to sgx.com, security price screener, stock screener. Okay, Sembcorp Marine. Okay, so if you look at the income statement, you look under the net income after tax. So apparently, at least over the last 3 years, they have clocked in losses, as you can see here. And it seems that the losses are widening. So it seems that it's actually getting more and more. Unfortunately, I am definitely not an expert in their business. I'm not sure if a turnaround is coming, but personally, everything is relative to me. So now I can actually find companies that, with profits and profits increasing. And of course, being someone with limited resources, I rather focus my money there, okay, rather than a situation like this. Okay, so everything is relative to me. Yes.
Exactly. Okay, I follow you. Okay, it seems like I can make my own decisions already. Thanks for the information.
Okay, so Thank you. Thank you so much. I think that's all we have for Investing Bros Marketing Talk episode 7 today. So once again, if you like what we do, do us a little favor, click on the subscribe button and help us to share this video so that we are more motivated to do more such video. So Jimmy, any other words you want to say before we call it a day?
Well, join the club and invest wisely. Have a nice weekend.
Okay, with that, thank you so much, everybody. Okay, take care and goodbye.